Hello and welcome to Grim Survival. Sorry I'm late. Having some issues with some things and breaking some things, and the things are getting broken. But I think I fixed it. So that's good. Can you see me and hear me? Because I'm doing this differently in case you cannot tell. And yeah, I need coffee. So let me know that you can hear me and see me okay. And I didn't break it too much. And while I adjust things and click a lot. So there is a delay because of what I'm doing, a little bit more than typical. But yeah, hopefully this is working. And I am going to do the things and make sure this is working correctly. Should be. Oh look, commercials. Just what I didn't need. Commercials. Why am I watching my own commercials? That's weird. Alright, so obviously, well, if you can't tell already, I have the green screen up behind me here, and I'm trying to adjust things so I can see everything properly. Let's see, that. Yeah, that's just needing to be a little bit. Oh, I missed. Come here. There you go. No, it's not doing it that way. I gotta do it this way. There we go. And there. How's that? Maybe up a little. Nah, maybe right about there. How's that? Is that good? Does that look right? That's about where it should be, right? I think. I hope. Maybe. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about some things and some other things and a couple more things that I'm going to talk about just because the things need to be talked about. Yeah, it's perfect. Awesome. I'm glad it's perfect. Let's see. I got to click buttons over here. I actually had to restart my computer and fix this before I started the live. That's what took so long because I broke something. I tend to break things. I'm very good at breaking things. I should do it more often just because I should actually be paid to do it because I'm that good at it. That's strange. Why is that doing that? That's not even possible. Here, I'll do it the hard way. Yeah. I tried. I ran test streams. I had this all set up and ready to go, and then I don't know what happened. My camera got frozen for some reason. It's okay, Hutch has arrived. It's all going to be okay. Good morning, Cat Lady Prepper 23 Meow. Good morning, Crazy Irish Prepper. Mike, how's it going? Yeah, I know I'm off center a little bit. You know why I'm off center is because my chair's leaning. If I actually do this, then my chair is in the right spot where it should be, and then I could sit normal, but otherwise it falls back into that way. Yeah, and yeah, but I'll try to do that. Susie, good morning. Lenny on the Mississippi, good morning. Independent Marine, how are you doing? Northwood Cheryl, how are you doing? How's the weather up there? Cinderella X, good morning. Lady Catherine, cheers. Pen and Paper, I like that name. That's a good name. Penny D, Prep Your Stead, I see you out there. Hey, Prepper Nation, he was here. Is he still here? Or did he fall asleep again? He tends to fall asleep in the middle of my stream. Oh, yep, there he is. Yeah, I got the gangster lean on. Yeah, that's what I got going on right now. The gangster lean. Shut up, phone. You're not allowed to talk, phone. Alright, so what I can do with this is all kinds of things. So I'm going to start pushing buttons here and hope I push the right ones, and hopefully that works out for me. And I'm going to first get started by giving a shout out to a couple of channels that need to be shouted out, and I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again. So hopefully this works correctly because I didn't see if I had adjusted it properly before I went live because I was kind of in a hurry due to my lateness. But there we are. Oh, yeah, there's a big old gremlin in the way. We got to move that. Get out of the way. Why are you sitting there? You're not allowed to be there. Come here. There you go. Get down there out of the way. All right, so what we're looking at here is Papa Prepper. I encourage everybody to go subscribe to Papa Prepper if you have not done so already. Go over here once you subscribe, click the playlist button. He has no playlist. He told me he had playlists. We gotta make him make some playlists because he's really close to the watch hours he needs to be monetized. So he needs playlists. See, I'm clicking the button. There's no playlist. If he's in here and he can see this, make some playlists, man. But anyway, if you make some playlists, then we can run those playlists and run your videos while we're not even paying attention to them on our tablets, phones, whatever, and get your watch hours up. So I encourage you greatly to go over and support Papa Prepper. Just run his videos until he gets a playlist up. That will be awesome. And yeah, the point of getting monetized isn't just to make money off of YouTube, because believe me, when you only have as little subscribers as I do, you don't make money off of YouTube. You really don't. YouTube makes money off of you, but you don't make money off of YouTube. But the point of getting monetized and the benefit of it is it unlocks extra features, including super chats. Obviously, the join and membership pops up, I think around 2,000 subscribers, something like that. But it also shares your videos on the YouTube platform in the search a lot more often, allowing you to have a bigger reach to people and giving you the options to, you know, get more subscribers, and also getting your message out there a lot farther to a lot more people just by getting monetized. So let's go over and support Papa Prepper if you would. All right, moving on to the next channel, and the last one I'm going to throw out here before I get started with my unscheduled, unplanned, unscripted yapping that I tend to do, is Following Yeshua. Following Yeshua. This is a good prepping channel. Very good prepping channel. And I got one of his videos open, obviously. But yeah, I encourage you, go over and check this guy out. He is awesome. You should definitely be watching his videos if you haven't done so. Look, he's even got more subscribers than me. Well, you can't really see that because it's not set right. There you go. Now you can see it. He's got a lot of videos. He lives on a homestead. He's off-grid. Yeah, I greatly encourage you to go check him out. He's got a lot of good content over there. He, yeah, you see I watched that one. He likes playing Monopoly Money. We got to get him on StreamYard because he's constantly doing things like this with his live streams instead of using StreamYard and putting everybody on the same screen. He sets his laptop back there. I keep telling him. I've been sending him lots of emails. Man, StreamYard. So I have invited him over for a live stream here on Grim Survival. Hopefully we can get that scheduled and set up very soon, because that would be awesome. All right, moving on to the point here. This is H.R. 5, a bill that did pass the House already, which I will show you that in just a minute as soon as I get more organized. Let's see, I think it's right here, so I'll just click the button. Yeah, H.R. 5, 117th Congress, 2122. It has passed the House, if you can see this right here. I can only halfway see my screen when I'm doing this, so it's kind of difficult. So what this is the bill prohibits discrimination based on sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity in areas including public accommodations and facilities, education, schools, federal funding, employment, housing, credit, and the jury system. Specifically, the bill defines and includes sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity among prohibited categories of discrimination or segregation. The bill expands on the definition of public accommodations to include places or establishments that provide exhibitions, recreation, exercise, amusement, gatherings, or displays, goods, services, or programs, and transportation services. The bill allows the Department of Justice to intervene in equal protection actions in federal court on account of sexual orientation or gender identity. The bill prohibits individuals from being denied access to shared facilities, including restrooms, locker rooms in your daughter's school, just for one, dressing rooms, Can you imagine walking out of a dressing room and, Bob standing next to you if you're a female? I don't think I want to walk. I wouldn't like that, just saying. But anyway, and yeah, it's always Bob. With me, it's always Bob. Bob is the bad guy or the good guy, depending on the context I'm using it in. Anyway, that is in accordance with an individual's gender identity. Has nothing to do with their actual gender or scientific fact. It's just whatever they choose to be on that particular moment. And time again, they have shown that they will change that at a moment's notice just because. And I'll tell you a story here in a second. All right, this goes into more detail. A lot more detail. This is a Heritage Action for America. It's heritageaction.com. I don't have the URL showing, but anyway. And this already passed the House, so some of this is a little bit irrelevant information. But the legislation would modify the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to add sexual orientation and gender identity as protected classes in federal anti-discrimination law. Although titled the Equality Act, the policies within this bill would create more inequality and profoundly impact all Americans. Profoundly. H.R. 5 would force schools, both public and private schools, hospitals, churches, businesses, and other institutions to recognize an individual's chosen gender instead of their biological sex. As a result, more women and girls would be forced to share bathrooms, locker rooms, showers, and sleeping facilities with biological men who identify as women. This includes the children in your school, your children's locker rooms, your children's bathrooms, your children's showers if they go to gym class and they still hold those things. This includes all of that. The Equality Act would also crowd women out of female athletics by forcing them to compete against biological males who identify as females. In Connecticut, 2 biologically male runners crushed the female competition at a state track championship because the state law allows biological boys who identify as girls to compete in girls' sports. Not only is this unfair, but it diminishes women and girls' access to scholarships and leaves fewer opportunities for them to advance in athletics, in education, and professionally. There was a show, I forget the name of it, it's with The Rock. The Rock does the show, and I watched this episode of it, which was Shut Up Chair, which was an interesting episode. It was, what is this one where it's like, I don't know, they do competitions with The Rock. Let me just pull it up somewhere else and try to find the name of this. Somebody tell me the name of this show. It's on daytime TV. And yeah, Dwayne Johnson, the guy calls himself The Rock. Maybe he actually identifies as a rock. I think that's a thing now. Possibly identifies as a rock. I'm trying to find the name of this thing. The Titan Games. That's what it is. The Titan Games. So I watched this episode, and there was a female that identified as a male going against a well-built, very athletic male. And in one of the challenges, the female that identified as a male had to push a wall. Basically, they're standing on a half circle, and they have to push this wall, and whoever pushes the other one off wins. So she ran to the wall and pushed it, and he got there a little late, and when he hit it, he slammed it so hard that he knocked her back and just kept pile driving that thing like a football player and threw her completely off of the thing. She didn't stand a chance whatsoever. I don't know if it would be a female rock or a male rock. You'd have to Google that. Just saying. All right. H.R. 5 would further hurt children and minors, particularly those suffering from gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria. Suffering from it. How do you suffer from gender dysphoria? How? It's not even biologically possible. And none of this was a thing until very recently when they started pushing this in school systems. It wasn't a thing. So now we have names for it. Gender dysphoria. It's complete bullshit. And yeah, you're going to have to excuse my language here because this is annoying me, and I have not slept enough, and I'm not in a very good mood. But anyway, Medical professionals would be pressured to provide gender-affirming treatments like puberty blockers. Here we go. Puberty blockers and hormones. These are irreversible decisions that have not been shown to help mental health while creating a lot of physical health problems. Permanent physical health problems right here. Yeah, permanent physical health problems. Let's just highlight that for a minute, shall we? Subjecting children to such radical procedures is even more dubious when one considers that 80 to 95% of children with gender dysphoria no longer feel distressed by their bodies after puberty. Children, as they're coming into puberty and just before puberty, have a very large imbalance when it comes to estrogen or testosterone, depending on biological male or female in their body. It can confuse them, and they are very susceptible to people beating things in their heads and telling them, well, you can just go identify as a bottle of water if you want and let your friend drink you, or whatever ridiculousness that they're throwing out there on these kids right now. So, yeah, let's just continue on before I go on a rant. The Equality Act would also affect the way that parents can make decisions regarding their children. Under this legislation, if a parent chooses against allowing their son or daughter to receive life-altering hormonal treatments, they could lose custody. You see this right here? If a parent chooses against allowing their son or daughter to receive life-altering hormonal treatments, this includes puberty blockers, they could lose custody. Can everybody just think on that for just one moment? Just think about that. You're going to lose custody of your child because you don't want your child to have life-altering treatments, medical treatments. They're going to take your kid away. In Ohio, the state terminated parents' custody of their teenage daughter when they chose not to provide her with male transition hormones. Not only is this wrong, it flies in the face of public opinion, where 73% of Americans oppose the government taking children away from parents in these situations. 73%. The other, whatever percentage, what is that, 27? Whatever, my math ain't working this morning. The other percentage of those that are for this are people like came on my live stream the other day when I was talking about abortion. You know, that crazy woman that, is all for it's my body, it's my choice. These are the kind of retarded people that need to be slapped in the face, drug out back, and strung up somewhere. These people are the problem in this country. I'm about to rant. I'm telling you, they're going to end up banning me before this is over. Parents would also lose control over their child's education. H.R. 5 could force public schools across the nation to incorporate transgender theory and sexual preference into the school curriculum. Right there. Dusty Data, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate that. I'm just leaving that highlighted while I drink my coffee right here. Let's read it again. Parents would also lose control over their child's education. H.R. 5 could force public schools across the nation to incorporate transgender theory and sexual preferences into school curriculum. Let's go back over here for a minute. Look right here where it says, tracker, passed the House. It's passed the House already. Now it's got to pass the Senate, and then it goes to Mr. Biden, who just signs everything because somebody told him to, and then it's a law. And then you can lose custody of your children if you don't provide them with puberty blockers and hormonal treatments, life-altering crap. This is an outright attack on freedom. Attack. It's an attack. That's what it is. Let's just pull up this one. Let me make sure it's on the screen properly. Yeah, it's kind of small. I could probably make that bigger. Maybe I can make that bigger. I can probably make it a little bigger. This would be easier if I had done this beforehand. Probably have to make the next one smaller. But oh well. Liz Rambo, thank you for the super chat. Let's continue on here. Washington State erases parents from the equation. Now this was posted November of last year, as you can see there, and I'm getting messages. So Papa Prepper does have his morning premiere at 10:30. I'm going to try not to overlap that, even though I was late here. I'm going to try not to, but if I go over a little bit, sorry. Just saying. Anyway, since January of this year, 2021, children in Washington State ages 13 and up can obtain confidential treatment for mental health conditions, gender dysphoria, using their parents' insurance plan without their parents' consent. You get it? They're using their parents' insurance plan without parental consent for life-altering treatments. This is legal within public schools in certain states already, including Washington State. This is an outright attack on our kids. Now the state is considering a bill to set up health clinics on middle school and high school campuses. Parents fear these clinics will talk children into dangerous and irreversible medical treatments such as puberty blockers, there it is again, cross-sex hormones to make their bodies look more like the opposite sex. You know what else it's doing? It's granting 13-year-olds the power to decide if they want abortions or not, without parental consent. In many states, including, I skipped something, but here we go. In many states, including Washington, teenage girls may already leave classes to get an abortion or obtain contraceptives without their parents' knowledge. Can you believe this? Northwood Cheryl, thank you for the super chat. This is an attack. We are under attack. Whether you believe in biblical things or not, whether you believe in science or not, this is an attack. They are attacking our right to choose for our own offspring. This goes against everything every one of these books talk about. Every one of them. Yeah, can you see that? There's light, I know. That was just the one sitting on top. I have the other one under it. This goes against everyone. They've taken away your freedom of religion. It's completely gone because you no longer have freedom of religion within public school systems. You can't make a religious decision based on your beliefs for your children in their school because the government has taken full control of the schools. They have removed all freedom from the schools, and now they're allowing kids to make their own decisions that they are talking them into. If you ask teachers and you ask parents what their kids are being taught in these schools, they're being taught that they can do whatever they want and they can be whatever they want. They're pushing it on them. They're pushing this transgender bullshit on your kids. They're pushing it on them. They're making them do it. They're putting it in their heads and they're talking about it every single day, and they're outright brainwashing children into thinking, oh, well, I don't want to be a boy today, so I'll put on a dress and go hang out in the girls' locker room. That'll be fun. How would you like that in your high school where your 14-year-old is, your 15-year-old? Just, she goes in from gym class to go use the shower, but Bob over there, he wants to decide to be a girl that day, and he's going to follow her into that shower. You want that happening in your school? Because it's happening in schools all over the nation as we speak right now. I encourage you, take your kids out of school systems. Do it immediately for their own safety. Because this is an assault against freedom. It's not us that they're going to re-educate. The re-education camps have already been established, and you're sending your kids there to these public schools every day. That's exactly what these are. These are re-education camps. That's what they do. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. We're too old to be useful to them anyway. It's the next generation and the generation following that they want. That's the generations that they're educating and re-educating with this indoctrination bullshit. They are taking the freedom away for a parent to choose for their children, taking your freedom away to decide if your child should have a medical procedure like an abortion. So now your 13-year-old daughter can go get knocked up by her 20-year-old teacher and go get an abortion, and nobody ever has to know about it, because that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they're doing. This next one comes from the BBC out of the UK. And the UK is doing something a little better than we are right now. Puberty blockers under 16s unlikely to be able to give informed consent. Children under 16 with gender dysphoria are unlikely to be able to give informed consent to undergo treatment with puberty-blocking drugs. 3 high court judges have ruled in the UK. Holy crap, the UK. Good job. The case was brought against that person in Portman NHS Trust, which said it was disappointed but immediately suspended such referrals for under 16-year-olds that were, going off to get their puberty blockers. The NHS said it welcomed the clarity the ruling would bring. Yeah, I would welcome that clarity too. It's a proven fact. There's a reason why the age of adulthood is 18, because children are still developing, including their mental capacity, up until that age. And in females, it's actually longer than 18. I believe it goes to 20 or 21 for females to completely mature into an adult. They can't make these informed decisions. You've ever heard of peer pressure? That's exactly what they do. These are indoctrination centers. They are pushing this on the kids. They're pushing it on them. And they're making them, your 13-year-old is adult enough to go make the decision whether she should have an abortion or not. How awesome. They're adult enough to do that, but why can't they drive a car, drink alcohol, or smoke cigarettes? But, they can go kill babies. One of the claimants, Kira Bell, that just sounds like Karen, she was delighted by the judgment. Okay, maybe she's not Karen. Miss Bell, 23, from Cambridge, has been referred to the centre which runs the UK's only gender identity development service, GISD, as a teenager and was prescribed puberty blockers at age 16. Prescribed them. So now they got this crap in your head. Well, hey, you can be whatever you want. Let's go be whatever you want. Are you sure you don't want to be whatever you want? You can identify as a fish today and go swimming. You can be whatever you want. Why aren't you wanting to be whatever you want? You can't just be what you are. You have to be whatever you want. So there you go. That's how gender dysphoria works. Oh, you have gender dysphoria because we've been saying this to you over and over again. Here, have some pills. Awesome. Surprised this live stream's still running. She argued the clinic should have challenged her more over her decision to transition to a male as a teenager. I agree. In a ruling, Dame Victoria Sharp, that's a name, sitting with Lord Justice Lewis and Mrs. Justice whatever, said this is highly unlikely that a child aged 13 or under would be competent to give consent to the administration of puberty blockers. Competent. They're not competent. I could tell you that. Have you ever been around a 13-year-old? They're idiots. But anyway, it is doubtful that a child aged 14 or 15 could understand the weight of the long-term risks and consequences of the administration of puberty blockers. This is an attack. We are under attack. There is no other way to put it. That's just what this is. All right, I will start paying attention to the chat now. Anybody has any questions, comments, put them in caps. Let's chat. try to prevent me from getting banned because I want to tell some... Oh, yeah. I'm going to start cussing here in a minute. Oh, wait, I already did that. I'm going to really start cussing here in a minute. We need to change the subject or something before I start cussing. I'm going to go into this for just a minute here. Let me fix myself. Yeah, I'm little. There we go. Now I'm not little anymore. And what is that? There we go. Now I have ears again. Population control is right, because puberty blockers, can you imagine the health effects of puberty blockers? Can you imagine what it will do, the havoc it'll wreak? I mean, it's going to wreak havoc on a female's body. It's probably going to make them sterile. They're probably not going to be able to have children if they decide one day, hey, I actually want to have children. I want to be a female. Oh, but you can't because you've been taking these your whole life and now you're sick and your parts don't work anymore because we blocked it at puberty. Take your children out of public schools. Even if this passes, which it probably will, public schools and private schools are not safe places. Public schools are already not safe places, and they haven't been for years. Private schools, including religious private schools, Christian schools, Catholic schools, you no longer have religious exemption to this. You don't have it. Get your kids out of these schools immediately for their own safety, mentally and physically. They're hurting your kids. They're hurting them mentally. They're then going to hurt them physically after they've convinced them that they should do things like take puberty blockers. I don't care what you believe biblically. I don't care what you believe about transgender, gay people, LGBTQ. It doesn't make a difference. The point is, this is hurting people. This is hurting children on a physical basis, not just mentally. This is hurting them physically. It needs to stop. This is where I draw the line. This is where we need to stand up and act. This is where we need to put targets on these places and bring them down with force. Still on? They haven't banned me yet? We'll get there. Cat Lady Prepper 23 meow. They are teaching them. Yeah, I agree. Demon stuff, I believe you meant to say. Green Thumb Prepper says, when BLM was protesting, teachers told children to stop listening to their parents. Yep, they sure did. Independent Marine, they don't have Constitution tests anymore in schools. They haven't had Constitution tests in schools since the 80s. I agree with that statement, Mike. Completely agree. I agree with that also. Sunshine 1693. Part of the agenda is most likely to sterilize them and cut the population. They've already been sterilizing everyone since the 90s, probably even before then, but the 90s that I personally know of with what they put in our food. This includes any processed food from any grocery store or restaurant. You can go look up the proven facts of what the food is doing to people, including the crap in your water supply, the water that you shower with. There's so many chemicals in there that are proven to make you sterile. Proven to make you sterile. I agree with that also. They are letting them abort to provide fetal lung tissue for the jab. I agree completely. Feels like 1938 Germany. I think we've gone way past what the Nazis were doing to the kids. Way past that. We've taken this to a whole new level. Fluoride is one neurotoxin that they do put in the water, but they put a lot more than just fluoride. And Indiana Prepper 2, how are you doing? Nope, Maddie, it is definitely nothing new, but it's gotten worse. It's gotten so bad now that they're taking the custody of your kids away if you don't agree to let them have an abortion or puberty blockers. I can tell you what they will get when they come to my door and try to take mine. I got something for them. I got a whole lot of little bitty somethings for them that move at about 2,000 feet per second. Be charming. What factual info on what? Because I've been talking about a lot of stuff. If you're talking about the food, go look up the documentaries on Monsanto if you can still find them. And you'll get a lot of facts right from there when it comes to food. Also, you can follow the Ice Age Farmer channel. I think he's touched on it a bit as well. Sarah Hancock, I usually only read my Bible readings. They post on Saturdays, which is the Sabbath. I try to get one in midweek, but I usually don't, just due to time constraints lately. Susie D, everyone should teach their children that, but just the vast majority have been indoctrinated so much that they don't even believe in any of that anymore, even though science isn't proven. But yeah, we could have the science versus religion debate another day. I have about, I'd say 7 minutes left of this live stream. I don't want to step on Papa Prepper's premiere he's doing at 10:30. He does do premieres at 10:30 every morning, as far as I can tell. He's actually kept up with it, so I encourage everybody to go over there as much as possible. Yeah, I'll give him freedom seeds. That's one way to put it. Independent Marine, I will post a link, or somebody else will. I think it's EG here. Let me just look this up. Independent Marine, give me the zip code for the nearest city to you. I will tell you what's in your water. Because if you think it's safe, you are mistaken. And I'll put it right up on the screen here for everybody to see while I'm at it. Or just tell me what state you're in and I'll look it up by state. Let me do the whole thingy again. There we go. This is the water database. I gotta move around the camera to see things here. This is the me getting out of the way again. Do this quickly. This is the tap water database. This is ewg.org for anybody who's curious. Tell me a city or even a small country town. Tell me the zip code of it or just the name of it. I will go and look up. There we go. I will look up the zip code for that town in Virginia on my secondary screen. Whoa, that was weird. Okay. Okay, so the zip code for that area of Virginia is this, 24347. I'm going to paste that zip code into here. And here we go. We'll just pick a town because this one has the highest population, so we'll go to the town of Blackburgs. There are contaminations detected, 15 total contaminations. Let me make sure you're seeing this on the screen. Okay, you are. 15 total contaminations, 8 exceeding the health guidelines. Let's go see what they are. I can't even tell you what most of these say. Bio whatever blah blah blah. There's 75 times this. Chloroform, I know what that is. Affect cancer, affect cancer, affect cancer, affect cancer. Oh look, cancer. Look, they all cause cancer, every single one. Look, this is the biggest number right here. This is 236 times their health guidelines. Whatever that is. Let's just click details and find out. There we go. The legal limit is 80 parts per billion, if I'm not mistaken, ppb. The national average is 30. The state average is 32. This utility has 35.5. Let's see. Where else can we look? This one's 356. This is some kind of acids. Let's just click the first one. This utility's at 449 parts per billion ppb. I think it's a billion. Maybe, I don't know. National average is 5.8. State average is 6.6. Hey, you're lower than the state average. Health risks. Let's go ahead and look at that. Yeah, parts per billion. There it is. The national state average, we calculated using the averages of contaminant measurements for each utility in 2015 to 2017. The EWG's health guideline of 0.6 parts per billion for that was proposed in 2018 by the California Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment as 1 in a million lifetime risk of cancer. 1 in a million. Values greater than 1 in a million cancer risk can result in increased cancer cases above 1 in a million people. And their 0.06 is what would cause 1 in a million lifetime risk of cancer. Where are we? We are at 4.49. They want it to be at 0.06. That's the difference there. They are 75 times the recommended amount just for that. Okay, let's go back to the thing and look up that last zip code before I call this a stream. Get off the screen, ads. Go away, ads. We don't like ads. Let's see, Mississippi. I can tell you shit flows downhill, so it flows south. It really does. So the farther south you are, the worse it tends to be. So let's look up Ocean Springs, Lenny on the Mississippi, 39564. So 39564. And let's see what you got going on over there. Let's just go to the city of there, Bluff Creek Mobile Home Park. Yeah, I'll just click one of these. 6 exceeding their health guidelines, 16 total contaminations. Here we go. This is 10 times the amount for whatever that crap is. Somebody want to look that up and tell me what that is? Or these words I cannot pronounce. I'm not going to try. But it's basically the same stuff as the last thing we're seeing. They're only 10 times over, not 75 times over. They're pretty high on these weird acid things down here that cause cancer. Let's go ahead and click it and read the health risks. Their guideline is 0.1 parts per billion for the group of 5 acids. HAA5 was defined in a peer-reviewed scientific study by EWG and represented on a 1 in a million lifetime cancer risk. This health guideline protects against cancer. So 1 in a million right there at 0.1. What are we at? We're at 3.4. The legal limit is 60. This is our government right here. Our government says it's okay to have 60. We don't care, right? Because that's just what that is. Yeah. So I encourage you, go check out your local water supply. And keep in mind your skin is porous. So if you are taking showers in this water, if you're taking baths in this water, if you're brushing your teeth with this water, this is getting into your system. This is getting into your bloodstream. You are getting these chemicals, even if you're just using it for a shower. Source is coming from groundwater. See, I have worked in a water treatment facility. I know what kind of chemicals they dump in these places. I know what they do to this stuff. This is toxic. This is toxic for everybody. Get water filters. They make water filters that go on your shower heads. that can filter out most of these chemicals. They make water filters for your home. Reverse osmosis systems are my recommendation. Berkey systems, the basic Berkey doesn't filter fluoride. You have to buy special Berkey filters to filter fluoride. Additionally, for your bug out bags, this is my recommendation. This is the Sawyer S3 Select. It also has a Sawyer Squeeze on top. This thing filters out heavy metals, chemicals, viruses, bacteria. Filters out pretty much everything we were just looking at on the list. It gets rid of all of it. So big recommendation for your bug out bags. Now this has a shorter lifespan than most of your Go filters, like your Sawyer Minis and your Life Straws, which I do not recommend Life Straw at all. Don't do it. I just don't. I recommend Sawyer Minis. Life Straw has a bad reputation. A lot of bad things have happened to people relying on Life Straws. Keep that in mind. All right, so the Sawyer S3 isn't your typical filter. It also is a lot bigger. It's also a lot more expensive, but it filters all that crap in your water, and I highly recommend it. I've done a review on it and posted links for it before. I could do it again if you want to see it. But yeah, we are under attack. We are under attack everywhere you look. Religiously, economically, your kids in their school, your water supply, your food supply. We're under attack. They're not going door to door to give you shots. They're not going to come and raid your house and take your food. You're not going to see people walking down the street ready to, do whatever they do. You're not going to see this. What we are seeing is what they are doing. They're attacking us on every level, socially, economically, religiously, every single level. They are never going to come to the door and go door to door and pick a direct fight, an armed conflict with the American people, because we outnumber them greatly. They'll never do it. Why would they, when they can just keep dumping chemicals in our water and in our food and just, indoctrinating our children? Why would they? There's no point to it. Read Sun Tzu, The Art of War. You never fight a battle that you can't win. And if you can win a battle without ever going into, if you can win a war without ever going into a battle, you have won the ultimate victory. And that's what this is. All right, guys. Independent Marine, it is a very good setup. I do recommend getting the filters for the homemade Berkeys. Better filters than what I got. I recommend filters that can actually take out the heavy metals, the chemicals, the fluoride, all of it. Reverse osmosis is the best thing. I do have a reverse osmosis system. I'm planning on getting that installed within the next week or two. The time constraints and the things that I'm doing are causing me issues getting that installed, and I want it installed as quickly as possible. Until then, I rely on things like this, and this isn't any better than the crap on the screen. It's not. This is, hey, cool, look, it's green right there, so it's taking it out. That's cool. You can see. Oh, that's just weird. How is that happening? That's just really weird, isn't that's, yeah. Okay, let's stop playing with the camera. Anyway, these bottles of water have the same chemicals in them because these bottles of water are sourced from tap water and put through a simple filter to take out bacteria. That's it. These things are just tap water that tastes better. That's all it is. This one says processed by advanced filtration, ozone, and reverse osmosis technologies. That's what this one says, but these things have been tested from Kirkland and they're not that good. This one's a Kroger water bottle that still has water in it. Let me see if I can make the weird eye thing with that. Oh no, that has a thing in the way. Maybe I can get one eye. There we go. There's an eye. Anyway, yeah, where's the Kroger water come from? Let's see. It says the exact same BS on there. But yeah, this bottled water, it's in toxic plastic bottles that begin with. It's just, yeah, that's just weird, isn't it? Look, where is this thing? It's got like a green label, so yeah, we can. Oh, that's just creepy. That's creepy. Let's see. We'll get ears. Yeah, it even removes the hat. That's just, I like this green screen. It's fun. I'm going to start recording or doing more live streams with the green screen. Anyway, yeah, I got to get off here. Papa Prepper's premiere started like 3 minutes ago, and I'm still yapping. So I encourage everybody, let's go over and say hi to Papa. He's probably at work right now, but he does pop into his chats. So yeah, let's go that way. And I'm going to shut this down. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for all the super chats. I do appreciate it. Sorry about being late because I was having issues with this thing. My camera was being weird, but I did get it fixed, luckily, with enough time to spare. Yep, bottled water causes all kinds of problems, but it's still better than drinking soda. Just drink beer. It's already sterilized, right? Drink beer. That's good for you. Or whiskey. Whiskey would work. All right, I'm out. Thank you.